Flintlock Siege of Dawn takes you through different lands, fighting hordes of the dead as they sweep through nations, destroying everything in their path. Utilizing a mixed combat system of guns, magic, and axes, you're on a mission to take out the gods causing the mayhem. With minor Souls-like mechanics and a skill tree, does this sound like a good time to you? After spending about 12 hours with the game, I'd like to share some of the finer points before giving it a final rating in order to help you with your decision. The story begins with the dead emerging from below for some time now. In a final push, the Coalition plans to blow up the entrance they're using. You play as Nor, a sapper in the Coalition, who spends most of their time in the trenches fighting back the undead, and is sent to help with the last-ditch effort. As the explosion goes off, you are blown off the platform into the river below. Soon after, you meet Enki, a god who informs you that the problem with the dead is now far worse, but he's willing to help you fix it.
Consider me your chance at redemption.
The language in Flintlock is clean, but the game features numerous combat sequences with some blood splatter. There is a sniping sequence where the bullet's trajectory slows down, showing it hitting an enemy's head, which is not overly graphic but does include some blood. Most of the enemies are standard undead monsters like zombies and skeletons, which aren't particularly frightening. Nor, who grew up blaming the gods for the rising dead, forms an interesting duo with Enki, a god from below offering his help. Enki has access to magical attacks and curses, and can help Nor navigate special areas by flying through portals. Nor, trained in fighting with rifles and axes, seamlessly uses both in combat. Together, they combine their abilities for flashy attacks to defeat their enemies. Experience points in this game are referred to as reputation, earned through quests and defeating enemies. During combat, you can build a reputation combo by using different attacks, increasing the percentage added to your total. You can choose to cash in the combo at any time, but if you take a hit, you lose it, reverting to the base reputation gain. You will also lose all of your reputation on death, with the option to pick it back up before dying again. The skill tree offers 3 branches, each purchase increasing the overall damage of its respective tree. Some skills cross over into other sections, like mixing axe skills and magic attacks, boosting both trees. The higher up the trees you go, the more reputation you'll need, but the benefits in combat are substantial. Armor in Flintlock doesn't primarily increase your defense, but grants special combat benefits. Nor can wear a helmet, 1 pauldron, and 1 gauntlet, all on the right arm. Each piece belongs to a set, and equipping all pieces in a set grants a synergy bonus, enhancing your combat abilities. However, you might prefer the individual abilities of separate pieces, depending on your playstyle. While exploring, you will encounter hamlets under attack. You'll need to fight your way through to the boss and take them out. After saving a hamlet, you can visit the local coffee shop for extra heal charges, side quests, and clothes. As you progress, more clothing options become available, allowing for various designs and colors for Nor, purchasable with reputation. Between exploring and fighting, you'll return to the base camp. As the game progresses and you reunite with old friends, they offer services such as upgrading equipment. Each friend specializes in different equipment, and they also provide special sapper quests that expand on their stories and reward you with excellent equipment. The game is spread across 3 main areas filled with collectibles, side quests, and numerous enemies. The design is linear with branching paths, but if you follow only the main storyline, you will miss a lot of content. Some areas are needed for side missions, while others hide special items like collectibles or gear. Thankfully, you can revisit previously explored areas to pick up anything you missed. Before I dive into my personal thoughts, I'd love to hear about your thoughts and experiences with the game. Feel free to share in the comments below. When I first saw Flintlock Siege of Dawn, it looked like a fun, action-packed game. After beating it, my perception changed. I encountered several bugs, especially during the final fight, which required multiple restarts before I could finish. Ignoring these issues, Flintlock still fell short in several areas. From a distance, the visuals looked great, but up close, they left much to be desired. The characters looked bland, and some enemy designs didn't convey the strength of the foes. However, Enki's design was impressive. Overall, I'm giving the visuals a 2. The story had an interesting premise, but the execution was lacking. Character growth happened mostly off-screen, between major areas with short cutscenes. There were plenty of small stories in the game, and they were full of potential, but didn't quite stand out enough. The story gets a 2.
Imbued.
Mail.
Gameplay had its highs and lows. Flying through portals was exciting, but not a major feature. Swapping between the axe and pistol in combat was impressive, and some magical skills were enjoyable. However, the parry mechanic had a narrowed window, making it very difficult to actually do, and combat felt slow. At one point, I was repeatedly dodging and attacking to get through the game. Gameplay receives a 2. Flintlock has little replayability. I completed most side quests and nearly maxed out the skill trees before finishing the main story. There are no rewards for beating the game, like New Game Plus, making it a one-time experience. Replayability gets a 1. Fun was inconsistent. The start was rough, but it got better with skills and equipment. A few fights were challenging, mainly the boss fights. By the end, I was just happy to be done. The fun factor gets a 2.
A mountain doesn't wilt if its top is sheer.
Overall, Flintlock Siege of Dawn gets an average score of 1.8 out of 5, placing it on the bottom shelf. I wasn't expecting much, and it didn't stand out after I finished it. It's available on Game Pass, so if you have nothing better to do, you can check it out. However, with so many options available, it's easy to put aside for something else. I'd recommend waiting for a sale or updates to fix the bugs before getting it. In the meantime, explore some of the other games I've reviewed, where you can find some titles well worth your time.